Hi everybody, welcome to Musically Inclined. My name is Tate and today I'm joined with an FIT alum and music journalist, Emma Rosenstein. Hi Emma.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I'm so grateful to have you here today. The video that you all just watched was from the band The Breaks, which is one of the most influential bands in Emma's life. For anyone who doesn't know you yet, can you introduce yourself a little more and what you do in music journalism?
Yeah, so I'm a freelance music journalist. I contribute to several New York City-based online music magazines, but I mainly manage Off the Record Press and online and print indie magazine. And so I love to interview bands. That's kind of where I found my niche, but I do a lot of different things kind of in the music world, but mainly focus on the magazine that I run and writing.
That's so cool. Sounds busy. What was the moment at FIT you realized fashion probably isn't your passion, but music journalism is?
Yeah, I think that, a lot of it was moving to the city at 18 and you just kind of come and you explore a lot of things and see what you like and go out and have some fun. So I got to FIT, kind of wasn't certain if I was 100% interested in fashion, so I just kept kind of looking around, seeing what I liked. And then one day I just randomly stumbled into a bar and a band was playing and I just kind of walked in to see what was going on and I was so impressed by them. It was The Breaks. I decided that when I left, I really wanted to discover new artists and kind of share that with the world and see if that would even be possible. And so that was kind of the initial spark and then it just kept moving from there.
That's so cool. Tell me a little bit more about that in that first show, the impact it had on you, all of it.
Yeah, I was just so inspired by their music. I still think they're my favorite band today, and they have become really close friends of mine. So I kind of went home, wrote a little review about them, nothing serious, just a lot about what I saw that night, and published it on my own website just to kind of see if I could even write about music at all. And I felt like the article was okay enough that I shared it and just kind of kept moving forward from there.
What was that thing that pushed you to write that first review and how did it turn into your job so quickly?
Well, I kind of, again, just want to see if I even could. I didn't know how to write. I wasn't a very good writer at the time, and I've worked very hard at it. So I started with that, and then because I felt like it was just fun, and it was fun to go out and explore these shows, and fun to figure out how to write about artists, I just kept very quickly doing it, and going to a lot of shows and writing about them. And so I ended up building a pretty good portfolio just on my own. And I sent that into the first magazine that I started writing for, which is Off the Record Press. And they were pretty quick to hire me, so I started on their team. And it's kind of like once you discover one band, you discover a million more. And it just kept very quickly moving, and it ended up being something that I was doing multiple days a week.
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. What was the thing that inspired you during school when school wasn't inspiring you anymore?
I think it was just a lot of going out and having fun, but also still learning, because I think that learning is really important. And so for me, a big part of having fun in music was also learning to write, learning to interview. And so it was kind of a good mix of, I would say it was like my side education. You know, it's like something that taught me a lot about just life, but I also think I really grew as a writer and learned a lot from it.
That's so cool. Looking back at your time at FIT, what kind of clubs or opportunities do you wish were available to you?
Yeah, I think it definitely could have been really fun to do something kind of music or arts related. I think that any club where people with similar interests can get together is always fun and inspiring. So I think that anything maybe like New York City art related, culture wise, maybe history would have been really fun and exciting and just a good way to meet people who are in the same position as you.
Totally. Have you heard of the FIT Music Club that started this year?
Yes, I have now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you think it was like throwing yourself into the New York City music scene for the first time? Because I know that that can be really daunting.
Yeah, it definitely was a mix of fun, but also a little bit scary at the time. Because again, I was always so much younger than everybody else. So it was really fun because again, it's like when one door opens, a million others do too. So once I started going to shows, met a couple people, there's just like a whole world of people to meet, all these shows to go to, new bands to discover, and it's really just so intensely interconnected in a way that you don't always realize until you're kind of in the middle of it. So it's where I've met a lot of my friends and had some of my most favorite memories, I would say.
Totally. What is your process when going into an interview with an artist, and how do you prepare for that? What does it look like?
A ton of research. That's something that I really pride myself on. I listen to, depending on how much music they have out, I listen to all the most recent songs. I read almost every single interview they've ever done. I watch interviews. I look at their social media, maybe a little bit borderline like social media stalking, but I like to look at everything and really develop my questions from there. So sometimes people have set questions that they walk in every single interview with. Every single interview I do is specifically curated to the artist and does take a little bit of time.
Always be prepared.
Yes.
Always. What advice would you give a student that feels pulled towards something outside of their major but doesn't know where to start?
Yeah, I would just say to go out and go to spaces that you feel comfortable, excited to be around, meet people. It can be really intimidating, but I feel like a lot of people, once you just kind of introduce yourself, are really nice. So I would just say go and explore and see what happens.
Well, Emma, your work is so inspiring and you're still so young.
Thanks.
To complete this, what is one piece of advice that you wish someone told you when you were just starting out?
Yeah, I would say the number one thing would be to research and learn about not only what came before you, but what's happening around you. I think that one thing I did that was really important for me personally was learn a lot about music in the past, learn a lot about the New York City music scene that has been around for a very long time, but also to research the artists that you're interviewing and you're working with, because I think that really has made a world of a difference for me, and also just to kind of be brave and go out there and do what you feel passionate about.
Well, Emma, thank you. I know you're busy. Your schedule is crazy, but thank you for joining me today. Thank you all. Make sure to check out the FIT Music Club meeting every Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m. in C316. My name is Tate, and thank you. Bye-bye.